Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk here in a really cool wooded area outside of Detroit, Michigan with the all-new Ford Ranger. This is all new for this generation, and it's not so much based on just a kind of carryover. This is a brand new model. It's what's developed in Australia. It's brought to the United States. There's some powertrain changes as far as United States models, except for the Ranger. Raptor, we'll get that in a minute. But so there's a Ranger Raptor, you have an XL, XLT, and Lariat. They're going to use a base 2.3 liter for the XL. XLT and Lariat get either a 2.7 or the 3 liter in the Ranger. So this is the new Ranger Raptor. It is 2 inches longer as far as wider as wheelbase, 2 inches longer, 2 inches either way. The front tires are moved a little bit more forward, better approach angle. We can see the same F-150 styling here on this Lariat trim. This is hot pepper red by the color, and they decided to do that on purpose. They found out a lot of the customers globally really aspire to have that American looking truck in a global market, which is what this looks like. It's just the same idea as you've seen, the same C-clamp headlamps, the same big logo in the front, and we have the same styling. Interestingly enough, performance LED is on here, so LED lights on the Lariat. I thought it was just interesting. Usually there's a lot of debate online whether the LEDs or the halogens. They're like, here, we'll just put the number and the name right on there. Performance LEDs, there you go. We have fog lamps there. We have the skid plate. We have five different skid plates on the Ranger Raptor. Less on this, you know, typical like front, below the engine, that kind of stuff. As we come around the sides, we can see some sculpted kind of body lines right here. These weren't there before, okay? And then we have colored wheel moldings. Now, not all every trim, like we can see Joe Rady over there doing his video, but we have black wheel moldings there, and we have color-coded wheel moldings here. What's interesting, they pointed out this in design, is the way that is done, it makes this look like it's really tiny. Makes sure it looks like there's more room for that tire to have more articulation, the way that overall design is. On top, we have that combination antenna, shark fin hookup, XM and Wi-Fi plus the AM FM speakers. As we come around the sides, we can see typical leaf springs. We see the overall setup. Looks pretty clean down there, by the way, too. Looks nice and painted. And then we have the same wheels, like I said, but we have an important piece here. This is a step that's built onto the frame, not the bumper. Something they pointed out in the video or in our presentation, you know, other brands like General Motors put it in the bumper, and they wanted to put it as part of the overall body. 300 pounds of weight capacity there, which you have to read the comments. I am not 300 pounds. This is a size 9.5 foot shoe, so yeah, not a big kind of wheel well there as far as getting your foot in there. What's interesting is there's no kind of grab holder here. You got to put your hand underneath behind to grab up to get into this bed. You can see the bed here. We have a spray and bed liner on this. We have the tie down hooks, and then we have an interesting part here where you can move this and pop this out. Oop. And that thing falls, but you get, yeah, you can put some access stuff on here. You can put your own like kind of holders. So I would personally think that there's probably a Ford Performance or an aftermarket company going to do some sort of grab handle here, which would make sense for the step. Now you may notice something there. I opened the tailgate and it didn't slam. Current generations of Rangers, well, they're not dampened. This is dampened. I can never decide if it's with an M or not. Okay, and then in the back, we don't have a full power boost. We don't have a power on board set up here, but we do have 400 watts of power, 120 volts, and this is a 9 volt kind of hookup, or 9, looks like the old cigarette lighter. It's actually 12 volt, 180 watts. So this stuff back here, you're looking at like a TV, a coffee pot, charging your laptop. You're not really cutting wood back there. You're not powering a whole lot else with that plug. It's just not powerful enough, but it does give you some power output back here. Again, you may be noticing no power boost, no hybrid assist, no plug-in hybrid, no Blue Cruise, but overall, I think it did a really good job on this. I really kind of like it. It's got 10-speed automatic transmission throughout. The lineup, every vehicle has, every version has that. They did change the shifter, which is really interesting here. We'll get to more details here on the interior. So this is the interior Lariat. We have a nice cream color there, power adjustable seats, and I'll hop in. And this is the same idea that I run into with the Colorado and Canyon. It's a little bit better though. I don't have to, you know, Colorado and Canyon was like a really big deal. This, I just have to kind of turn my head like this to hop in. I'm 5'7". keep that in mind. Everybody's gonna sit a little bit differently because of your torso, whether you have longer legs or longer torso. But here's my headroom, and this seat. Let's see if I can get. I can go down a little bit more. This is all the way down, and wow, you can see my headroom. Plus, you can see the visibility. So let me go all the way up, and we'll see how that works. And I may close the door here and see how the door closes. So here I go all the way up. Wow, I'm like way high. So then looking at this from my headroom standpoint, I have still quite a bit of headroom. This is seats all the way up. So nice that you're not sitting on the bottom of the floor, and you can really do some adjustments to the seat. So yeah, if you have a longer torso, you're probably gonna fit in pretty well. Shorter torso, longer legs. Let me back up all the way. Going back. Yeah, I got plenty of leg room. I mean, I can't reach the pedals for myself. So I could see people of different shapes and sizes fitting in this pretty decently. I want to point out a couple other things in this truck is that this dash behind, I don't know if I can just press the button. This dash behind, this is a 12.1 inch screen. They make, no, excuse me, a 10.1 inch screen, and they make an 8 inch screen for lower trim levels. This is your 12 inch infotainment screen, which I'll turn this down. They make a 10 inch and a 12 inch with this. It's a Sync 4A system. A kind of designates that it is a portrait setup, not a landscape. So there's 4A, and this is portrait. We have a little bit of cubby hole there, wireless charging. I do have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. This is the new shifter I was talking about. So the customer feedback said no dial, which I agree with. Dials are just goofy. And they didn't want a big shifter like you have in the Canyon. We talked about this. There's a big shifter in the new Colorado GMC Canyon, and it kind of gets in the way because it's so tall. So this is like more like the Silverado I own for the channel. If you've seen the channel, I have a Silverado right now that I'm buying for the year, and the next year I'll buy something else. But this has got a shifter too, which makes it really nice. You really open up a lot of area. You get rid of the dial, which always feels like I'm turning up the heat or whatever, and you still have a usable shifter, plus you have some cup holders, and so that works out really well. Different drive modes there. We do have 4 high, 4 low in this. I don't see an auto 4-wheel drive. I'll follow up on that in the press release. We have different drive modes there, parking and auto start stop. And then we have the little bit of storage right in here as well, okay? And then we have the secondary glove box, which is kind of, I don't know, Kleenex, maybe a few sunglasses in there, glove box down below, a little bit of a setup there as far as for storage. We have these nice kind of seats. I did not hear anything about a Panther sunroof. I didn't hear anything about a sunroof at all, actually. No sunroofs. And overall, that is the interior of the new Ford Ranger. Again, XL, XLT, they all get the bigger screen. The lower XL gets a smaller screen, but bigger in the higher trim levels, and they all get a digital gauge cluster. Just the higher trim levels get the full width digital gauge clusters. Lower trim levels to cut off the sides, basically is what happens. And that's been the case in different brands as well. One thing I want to check out was sitting behind myself, which is interesting. I'll move this seat up so I'm where I probably would be. So let's say you're gonna have 2 guys, or say 4 guys in here, you're all 5'6" or taller, whatever. So this is probably a decent driving position for me. It's not, let me shift my butt there. Not quite. Oh, that reminds me. These seats are nice and comfortable. I was like, ooh, my butt was like, oh, feel that. Wow, these seats are nice. So they said they were having a discussion between comfort and support. And I might have just found my new favorite seat. I really want to spend some, road trip for sure, but overall butt impressions, really good. We have the same kind of opening like Ford's done for years right here, which is actually pretty handy. I had an F-150 a couple years ago on the channel. You may remember the Power Boost F-150, and I really did like that. So let's get out and let's check out the rear seats. So a couple things in the rear they made a big point about is you have 2 features back here. You can lift this up, which is right there on this handle, and they have some storage here. That's some storage here. These bins are easy to clean, washable. They made the point where you can put like muddy shoes in there, especially that bin over there, and you just wipe it out. So no big deal there. Nice, not a ton of storage. Oh, this is like your jack kind of stuff there, and yeah, there's that. So this is the handle, drops. It also comes down on the back. Wow, nice and easy. So this comes down. You have a flat floor back here, so you can put some camping gear on top, which is nice. Not a flat floor, you have a flat seat back, basically. So you don't have all the way as far as flat loading floor, but you have a flat surface here, which is nice. The only thing you have to deal with is this seatbelt. And then you're able to put some stuff back here. I did not see an option for a rear seat delete, which is something a lot of people want, because that way you just have this for cargo. But they also have some hooks back here too. You can hang some stuff in here as well. So pretty handy little storage area in the back. And yeah, that seatbelt probably can't come out because of legality and safety rules. Little cup holder there, but let's check out the storage back here. The storage seating position. I don't have a. This is kind of an issue. I mean, I can put my hand here and hop in, but I would love a grab handle somewhere. What do I have? I have one grab handle. I have one grab handle on the passenger side, nothing driver's side, and nothing back here. Nice just have a little grab handle there for getting in the rear seats. Okay, so that seat is 5'6" as far as my seating position, and I'm sitting behind myself. And look at the leg room I have. Wow. All right, let's check headroom. And I have this as a cutout here, little cutout for the rear seat legroom or headroom, and shoulder width. Shoulder width. So you could actually sit 4 guys back here of my size. You're wondering, Tim, why are you so short? Get somebody tall on the channel, do these videos. I hear it all the time. I can't grow, guys. That's where I ended up. But let's take the seat back a little bit more. Let's say you're the tall dude. Okay, that's as far as the seat goes back. So that's all the way back. And then this is me getting in. I have to grab something. No, I'm part of it. I'm holding a camera, right? So it's not so eloquent when I'm holding a camera. A little different. Okay, that seat's all the way back, and I'm sitting comfortably. Like, I mean, again, you could probably do kids back here pretty easily. I'm not sure about a rear-facing car seat, but this might be the first mid-size truck I've been in where the rear seats don't suck. A lot of them just terrible back here. They forget about the passengers back here. But I got plenty of room. I could actually ride in this for some distances. This is pretty doable. That's probably one of my top things. So there you go. This is the kind of first look at this Ford Lariat. In this video, I'll do some more stuff, hopefully, with the Ranger Raptor and different things in the video. I'll stop in a minute because I have a bunch of press release information and some B-roll to put on the screen. So. Okay, moving up on Lariat, there actually an XLT here as well with the FX4 package. So this is the XLT trim. As you can see, we have these look like they're halogen lights, not LED, because they don't tell me, don't have the lettering on there. And then we have the same front end, the same F-150 kind of look to it. We have the tow hooks down below that are black. We have the black wheel surrounds. Interestingly, the markers here, you saw this on the Chevy Colorado and James Canyon. It's there and there, and so it's an interesting discussion about these marker lights. A lot of people discussing whether they like them or not, and there's your difference between those two trucks. Interesting enough, they put the keypad here. This is Ford's thing. You have a keypad, key code. You can lock your keys in the truck, whatever, go out camping, come back from like a kayak or whatever. You can press the code and get in the truck. Usually they're here on Ford models. That was kind of interesting. We have the black handles. From on the side, we have the black wheel well moldings, and we don't have the side step that is in the Lariat. Interesting enough, that's an option. The side step is not standard across all models. It's an option that you add to your truck. I thought that was kind of weird. It seems like that'd be something that'd be easier to do in manufacturing, just make every truck have it, but I guess not. Coming around here, again, same nice tailgate, same hookup for the bed as far as power. Everything is the same. As we come around to the inside of the truck, the same rear end you'll see in the Lariat, or you've seen a Lariat, depending on how you put this video together, because I'm not quite sure yet. We have nice headroom, and these are cloth seats. I will say my Ford F-50 Power Boost I had a couple years ago had the cloth seats, and I actually liked them a lot. I thought the cloth seats were great. Nice, comfortable, and I had heated cloth seats. Heated cloth seats are quite the rig. These seats feel comfortable too. Man, seats have been an issue for me on the channel. You guys have known we talked about GM quite a bit in the seats, and these seats are a lot better. This is comfortable. Okay, so behind we have the steering wheel, we have typical controls, we have different of your wipers, lights, all your lights down there as well. Your HVAC controls in this screen. I'm gonna see if I don't have a key. I have a key here. Let me see if I have the key goes. So we have a keyed for XLT. We have push button for Lariat and above. I don't want to turn it on, but there we go. So this is that smaller driver information screen. We have some gauges here that are always on, but this is your screen there. The other screens, Lariat and above, have the full width of the screen. This is the smaller screen. You can almost tell by my hands. This is the 10-inch versus the 12-inch, so it's a width issue. It fits the same thing, and so that's your smaller screen. Still works pretty good. We have the controls there, wireless charging there, cubbies, all the same kind of ideas. The tow haul mode there, different drive modes, and different train modes. Auto start stop, and then we have a little bit of storage there. So interesting how the XLT has a little bit different screen, a little bit smaller screen there, and then the key. Huh. I thought we were done with keys. Apparently not. It's interesting to have the key. And so that is what's going on with the Ford Ranger in the XLT trim. Let's check out the engine, because why not? Beautiful day in Michigan, and I'm here by myself next to this truck. Oh, and I want to check the doors, because yeah, that's a good solid shot. Okay, here is the engine bay for the 2.3 liter, the gas directed engine. Yeah, that's your 2.3 liter. Okay, let's check out the Ford Ranger Raptor. I'm going to do a quick walk around. I don't want to do too many details. I'll put some B-roll on the screen with more details from press release, because I don't have all the details on top of my head. I can't memorize all that stuff. So this is the Ford Ranger Raptor. You can see it's the same idea that you get in the bigger Raptor and the Bronco Raptor, bigger being F-150 Raptor. We have the same Ford spelled out. We have a little graphics package here, which is interesting. I do really like the graphics package. We'll see more about that inside. Individual different fenders like you see in the, again, Ford 50. You can get 35s to fit in here. They're doing that in Australia. Not sure about full tilt, but you can turn the steering wheel both ways, but you can make them fit. And then you have the same kind of Raptor footwell or footboard there to get in. We have the same idea of Raptor there. I really like these graphics in the back. The bed, all that's kind of the same. Inside we have the orange, right, as you would a Raptor. We have the center line here, so when you're off-roading you can tell where the center of the steering wheel is. Different drive modes, the Baja mode, that is a fan favorite. The My Drive mode, we can set up the suspension. We have the live valve technology in here, which means you can set up the suspension any way you want to, and it changes as you do different modes. You have steering modes, you have shock modes, lots to capability in this. And then as we come around the sides, we can see the exhaust is tucked up a little bit more. It's a really good big recovery hook, because you're going to get stuck at some point off-roading. This is what off-roading does. And then we have the Raptor there. Again, the graphics package of the Raptor is optional, but I really like the way it looks. Ranger spelled out there, and then we come around the side. Now this is 3 inches wider because of the fenders, but it's basically a stock Ranger with the wider fenders and the bigger engine though. We have the 3 liter V6 in here, the EcoBoost. We have 405 horsepower and 430 foot-pounds of torque behind that hood. I'll let you pop the hood, show you that, and then we'll get back to the rest of the video. Okay, so there is underneath the hood of the Ranger Raptor, the 3 liter. And there you go, Ford Performance. Boom, spelled out. Okay, let's talk more about this Ranger Raptor. There we go. Sorry, it was mobbed all day. I spent my time talking about Lariat and about the XLT. Did not spend enough time with this Raptor, Ranger Raptor. It looks amazing. That same red interior accents you see throughout the rest of the Ranger lineup. You're going to go ahead and have the 3 liter V6, 405 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque. We do have the 2-speed automatic transfer case. We do have front and rear locking differentials, improved off-road traction. We have the, like I said, those orange accents. We have the orange on the steering wheel to make sure you know what's up on the, as far as when you're going straight. We have the 2.5-inch live valve from Fox. They can be adjusted to keep up with different changing dynamics on the road. And you can set this up different drive modes. It really changed the vehicle. You have your own mode, plus Baja mode, to all that kind of stuff. And it's beefy. It's just been upgraded all the way through the foundation, and lots of other cool features to come when we do a live drive program and we drive the first time. Overall impressions. Plasticky in the spots that needs to be plasticky. Soft and stylish, and the spots need to be soft and stylish, right? I like the screens up front. I like what they've done with making it a little bit wider, a little bit longer, but the thing is, like, other brands have done wider and longer, but they screw over the passengers. This cabin fits 4 people, I think, pretty decently, which is something that other brands haven't really done before. They've just made the vehicle longer for no reason. I like the bed. I like the dampened tailgate because the other one wasn't, and it's just a thing. I know people bitch at me all the time about that stuff, but get a truck that has one, get a truck that doesn't have one, you'll be a believer. Trust me. I like the powertrain choices. The 2.7 is basically out of the Bronco. It's the same one they used in the Ford F-50 as well. So we have a proven powertrain, and we have a proven vehicle that's sold globally. Yeah, I know they've had a little bit of issues with the 10 speed, but it seems like they worked those things out in the past, and it seems like overall Ford bound to have a winner here. I can see this as being real stiff competition for the Colorado and Canyon, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Tacoma and what they're going to do with that truck, and whether that's going to be the next big competitor. This vehicle sells really well in 17 countries. It doesn't so well in the United States compared to the competitors, but this is the first time Ford's really come back in a segment with a all-new truck that's got tons of features that it's got me thinking about what I'm going to buy this year for the channel. Put your comments down below. What do you guys think? Is something I'm missing, something glaring that I missed in this video that you want to see, something that you have questions about, because I know you guys do? Check out other videos over here on the channel. Website down below is pickuptrucktalk.com. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.